Hello everyone, this is Tanuja. I'm here to explain you the Indian polity by Lakshmikant, which is very much important in all the competitive examinations. So without any delay, let's get started. Today, we are going to discuss about the role of governor in our Indian constitution. Before going to that, we need to know the difference between state executive and union executive. When it comes to the state executive, there are three important levels. Those are governor, chief minister, and state council of ministers. Here, first comes the governor, who is considered as the constitutional head of the state, and then state council of minister, who are headed by the chief minister. In union executive, again there are three levels: president, prime minister, union council of ministers. Here, President is considered as the head of the constitution, whereas Union Council of Ministers are headed by the Prime Minister. So now you may come to the conclusion that state and union executives are both the same. But when we closely observe, except governor, all are elected directly or indirectly. But here, the governor, who is considered as the constitutional head, is not elected by the people. Article 153 to 162 deals with the office of governor. What 153 says? The Article 153 says that there shall be a governor for every particular state. Previously, they used to say that there shall be only one governor for one state. But after 7th Amendment 1956, we can have one governor for more than one state. For now, we can take an example. Recently, for 10 years, the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh are having only single governor. So now let's go back again to the question. Why the governor is not being elected? Here, the governor wants to play the dual role. Let's see how he is going to play the dual role. So, the union has the responsibility to have an executive control on the state. So, this can only be done only through the office of the governor. Governor acts as a bridge between union and state. As he is appointed by the president, he will be obviously under the control of the union. So this proves that India is a quasi-federal state. And also, as per Article 163, there shall be a state council of ministers who are headed by the chief minister, whose duty shall be to aid and advise the governor. Now, what the governor do? Now, the governor shall be bounded by the advice of council of ministers. So we may think that the governor has binding power same as the president. Then what is the difference? The difference is governor has several discretionary powers apart from the binding powers. When it comes to the dispute between the bounded powers and the discretionary powers, then it completely depends upon the governor's decision. How he is going to react. Now, the qualifications of the governor. He must be a citizen of India, be at least 35 years of age. He should not be the member of either House of the Parliament or House of the State Legislature. He should not hold any office of profit. And his term, it is 5 years. But unfortunately, it is not a fixed period. It totally depends upon the president. That is, the president may remove him whenever he feels it is necessary. But in our constitution, the grounds on which the governor is removed are not mentioned clearly. But when we observe the recent scenarios, we can come to a conclusion that as soon as the union government changes, they are changing the governors. This was challenged in S.R. Bommai case. In an S.R. Bommai case, the Supreme Court gave a judgment that the governors can be removed only on the reasonable grounds. That is the very important reasons, that is the corruption or the violation of constitution. Now, when it comes to the legislative powers, he is a part of legislature. According to the Article 168, I am repeating, he is a part of legislature, but he is not the member of the legislature. He addresses the legislature and sends messages to it. He summons, prorogue or dissolve the legislative assembly. Without his recommendation, no demand for grant can be laid before legislation. When a bill is sent to the governor, after it is passed by the state legislature, he can give his assent to the bill or withhold his assent to the bill or return the bill for the reconsideration of the state legislature. But when it comes to the money bill, he cannot return the bill to the reconsideration of the state legislature. Executive powers. Governor acts in his discretion only when the Constitution so requires. Where the Constitution requires the satisfaction of the governor, remember, it is not the personal satisfaction, but it is the satisfaction of State Council of Ministers. Mercy powers. According to Article 161, power to grant pardon, retrieve, respite, or remissions of the punishment, or to suspend, remit, or commute. These are the powers given to the governor. But what is the difference between the powers of president and governor? In case of governor, he has some limitations. He cannot pardon the death sentence and he cannot deal with the court martial, that is army and navy. Now, consultation. What is the role played by the governor in the appointment of High Court judge? When we compare with the Supreme Court judges are appointed by the president. So we can come to a conclusion that the High Court judges are appointed by the government. No, it is completely wrong. When it comes to the appointment of the High Court judge, he is appointed by the president on the consultation of the governor. The governor will be consulted by the president before an appointment is made. Now, emergency powers. We can say that no emergency powers are there for the governor. But under Article 356, he prepares the report when the state is not working in accordance with the Constitution. And based on this report, the president will decide to implement Article 356 or not. Summary. The governor's office is a grey office. That is, the office of the governor is completely controlled by the union. And he is a constitutional head. So at last, more the improvement of the federalism in India, the less will be the pressure on governor. And so the improvisations can be made in our administration also.